So, throughout these past 8 weeks of organizational behavior, we've touched on many topics. I would like to start off from my blogs. That the first topic that we touched on in class is management, different management styles, and how we would like to be managed. And for me, it's just one of those things that it depends how I'm a new hire at Goodyear. I've only been there for a month. I need someone to tell me what to do, how to do things until I learn the ropes and just am able to work by myself more until I get more comfortable. And after that, I would like my boss to kind of take a step back and let me go about things my own way. The next topic we talked about was personality traits, and the big one we talked about was Ocean, which is what we did our little test on. And through this, it told me what I already knew. I'm an introvert. I am not big on talking in big groups, especially with people that are far more experienced than me. It just makes me feel uncomfortable. When it comes to a small group, like 4 or 5, like we had for our projects, I feel much more comfortable there. I can take initiative. I can take the leadership role. In those smaller settings, I feel much more comfortable compared to the big group setting where everyone has far more experience than myself and knows what they're talking about. Um, so, in some cases, I am an introvert. Some cases, I'm an extrovert. It just all depends on the situation and how big the group size is. The next topic we touched on was how companies should motivate their employees. I touched on when I worked at EBSCO Teleservices. It sells magazine subscriptions and renewals. That they did an incentive program that if you hit your weekly goal, you would also get a commission on top of that, which it didn't really work for me because I was too stressed out about whether I'm going to hit my goal or not, whether I'm going to have a job, because they're very strict. If you didn't hit goal, you got put on probation, and if you didn't hit your goal the next week, you got fired. So it didn't really matter to me how much money I would get if I hit my goal, because I was more focused on whether I was going to have a job or not the next week. Um, so for me, it's never really been about the money. The type of motivation I would rather have is just little recognition about my accomplishments. I don't really care about the monetary reward as much, besides my normal pay, obviously. Another topic we touched on in class was using emojis in the workplace. That one, in my experience now at Goodyear, when it comes to talking in between my department, we use emojis a lot because when you're IMing people, if you mean something one way, it can come across a completely different way, and I think that's why we use emojis more. So it's like softens up our conversations, so they're not to be taken too serious. Another topic that we hit on was ethics and crisis plans. I'm going to relate this back to Goodyear. As of right now, since I'm only a month into it, I don't know what Goodyear has in an ethics and crisis plan in a crisis situation. But when it's compared to like the Ford Pinto situation, I'm sure Goodyear's nothing like them. They'll probably be closer to the Tylenol situation, how Tylenol handled it, just because knowing the people I work with now and higher management, that they like to take care of their employees. They're very caring. So I see that translating to very top. So if a crisis situation would come about, Goodyear would handle it very ethically and very efficiently, unlike Ford handled their Pinto situation. Um, Another topic that we touched on in class, which kind of goes back to the extroversion and introversion topic, is whether working in groups or individually. For me, once again, it depends on the situation. If I know the people in class, if I could pick my group, if I know there are people I can count on to do as good of a job as I do, then I like working in groups. It makes things easier, it gives different ideas. But if it comes to a class where I know that I can't count on anyone, I would much rather work by myself so I can do the best I can and not have to worry about picking up someone else's slack or getting my grade lower because they didn't do something properly. And the last topic that we hit in class in the last blog is the groups and teams, how we view them differently. And for me, they I see them as being interchangeable, but the big difference for me is a team is formed just to complete a task. Once that task is done, they split up, go their own ways, don't really care about the other people. And I see a group as someone that sticks together even after a project's done, um, and it's more close knit than a team would be. So that concludes my quick summaries of all my blogs I've had. Really enjoy this class, and I hope you have a great break. Thank you. Bye.